So then you'll be able to call on me, but I'll be switching from this to my phone.
Okay.
Okay. And
I'll
I'll
probably
still
skip
be
you. I'll
available.
probably skip you then, Mike.
Okay.
Gone, but not for long. I'm back.
Don't tempt me.
And I love you.
Same. Good afternoon. Uh, Happy to have you all here. It is Monday. We made it to another week.
Arcane.
Go into chat for me if you took away something from last week and did something with it. Anybody? Anybody do anything with last week's convo that we had? Jacqueline, you said you went through some of those items with the team today. How'd that go?
It went really good. It was really engaging and I think a good reminder for, our newer agents, but also our OG agents that have been around a long time, like why we do certain things.
Any more specifics around that?
I think it's kind of like a stealth way to remind people and re-engage people in like if you have people that don't always come to scripts or don't always show up for call night or today was inventory creation day. So we talked about like the productivity rhythms and power up, script practice, presentations, um, previews. Um, so it was good to hear from them why they think we do certain things.
Awesome. Anybody else have
I'll
something
be
you want to
here
share?
with the seat if you want.
Shanna, please.
We talked about all the previews and the values of the previews and teaching them how to sell luxury as well. And so we're scheduled for next Monday to go as a team and meet with one of our new home developers. And they're going to talk about all how to sell a new home and how to do all of that. So we're going to preview a bunch of new homes together and talk about luxury finishes together and how to work best with a new home agent. So kind of combining all that as a field trip.
Great. Love that. Tim?
Just told them all that we're doing previews as a requirement. And I said, ideally, you're previewing for sale by owners and expireds if you want to make it extra productive and like preview off market inventory. And if you can't do that, then you got to preview on market inventory. And we also did a team preview on some development concepts that it looks like will be coming down the pipe on $100 million listing I'm working on this month for like 285 units in McMinnville, Oregon. Shameless plug for Eden Eco Village in McMinnville, Oregon.
That came from another place operator, correct?
That's a different one. That's a whole nother project in Philomath that
Oh, cool.
if Nicole wants to talk about that one, that'd be like another, I don't know, 79 million in Philomath too. So new
Cool.
construction is what we're focusing on this year.
Cool. Tom, and then Mary, then we're gonna talk about something else.
Hey, Ben, I forget if it was last week or the week before recently how you had chatted about layering on top another 30, 45 minutes on top of your traditional lead gen to go into opportunities and, get around Remine and start calling the expireds and the FISBOs. So we practice, that kind of script on Friday and this morning got everyone really accustomed to the tools and everyone's just having big ahas how to really harness those pieces of Brivity, and everyone's really pumped and everyone's like, yeah, you're right. I made 20 calls, got a serious lead or got an appointment, and everyone's like the light bulb has gone off. Okay, after I get past my day in the life, I could just do 30 minutes a day of FISBOs and expireds around my neighborhood that I really want to go deeper on to get some sign presence. And now it's going to become, I think, a habit.
Pretty important. It's not that hard, but it'll make a big impact compounded over time. Mary?
So we did our first prospecting day last week for my Jersey team, and one of my agents this morning called me to say that she did so well with that. She asked Brian, my husband, for another one of those lists that he gave her like during prospecting week. So I asked Brian what list he gave her. He gave her 100 leads from the pond. Like, so,
The
and
secret leads.
she set an appointment. She's like, can I have those special leads that I did on prospecting week last week? So I just thought that was pretty eye-opening. So that's my share.
Glenn, Gary, Glenn, Ross Lee.
Yeah, a little
My
bit.
gut is that would happen more than not if we told our agents we had 10 special leads for them and we just gave them some old shit that was in our database already. Okay. A few things. One, I know most of you don't check your email, but if you did check your email, I made a mistake today. We sent out a communication about a new acquisition from Place. That also accidentally was sent to your agents. It was meant internally for just us. It's fine. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's my bad. But it's not for public posting. It's not for social media. So keep an eye, monitor that from your group and talk about it. But I want to walk you through really quickly what the company is that we purchased and why. And then probably in a couple of weeks, once things get settled, I will invite the founder in here to share with you a little bit of his vision. But the company is called Maxwell. And you can check out Maxwell. I think it's himaxwell.com. Somebody can verify that in chat for me and let me know. But Maxwell is a huge business. They service 450 unique financial institutions, major banks, credit unions across the United States. They managed $130 billion in annual transactions last year, and they touched 1.6 million homeowners last year alone. Their business is point of sale. So you know the application that when one of your buyers gets a loan application to fill out, that's called the point of sale software. So Place has just acquired Maxwell's entire company. One of the major reasons we did it is because Maxwell has a great state-of-the-art point of sale software. I want to make applying for a loan faster, easier, and more communicative between the agent, the consumer, and the loan officer. And we've invested the biggest amount of money that Place has ever invested in software for this opportunity. We're welcoming 200 to 300 W-2 employees to Place with this acquisition. It's a major, major company located, headquarters right now is out of Colorado Springs. They do business intelligence software for the mortgage space. They do loan fulfillment, QC, and due diligence. And then they power private labeled mortgage companies for different organizations that want to offer mortgage, but they no longer want to go through the hassle of having underwriters and processors and loan officers and so on. Maxwell's pretty incredible, like all the different pieces and spots that it will improve our overall world. But when we thought of Place 3 years ago was a platform for real estate teams, as we continue to expand, we're a platform for everything that the homeowner needs, all powered through you, the real estate agent. Here's what's interesting. With Maxwell's AI tools, the current industry average to close a loan is 43 days. Current Maxwell average is 17 days. With AI, with our current targets of what we're going to build together, we estimate on average we'll be able to close a loan in 8 days. This will be massive when all of you get into this process of thinking about how do I help all my people refinance that purchased over the last 4 or 5 years that are at higher rates, or all your new buyers that are coming into the world. It's going to be really, really a major change in our world. This is an example of some of the customers that they currently service. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up. So when you see the email, you understand exactly what it is. I'll give you more details later as we get more prepared and ready to share, and I'll introduce you to the founder, John. He's a super incredible guy. There's another acquisition that happened a week ago. I'm working on a presentation and materials for you guys, and the team and I are working on at least 3 others that are currently in pipeline. it's somebody described it. We're like a tornado and we're gabbling all the best companies in prop tech and real estate and home services at place. And for the most part, we never make any announcements. So we never tell the industry what we're doing or who we own or what we're a part of. We just kind of silently sit on the sidelines, and strategically, I think that's the right thing for now. But long term, I don't. We might become a little bit more vocal as we get closer and closer to our IPO. Not to put you on the spot or nothing, Chris Suarez, but is there anything you want to add or say about that piece?
No, I don't think so. I think if your agents ask about it because they saw that, then the simple response is just talking about how software will speed up the process for their clients and how speeding up the process for their clients makes them more competitive in any market.
Yeah. I think it'll allow us to offer the best interest rates, the fastest close dates, and the most certainty for all of our customers. So you can see how serious we are about being in the mortgage business when you see the size of check that Chris and I wrote to make Maxwell a part of our family. So do me a favor, keep an eye out for your agents. Make sure that we aren't sharing or posting that on socials. And if you see anybody else doing it, just reach out to them and ask them to politely take it down. Word's going to get out. It always does, but we'll keep it under wraps for this point forward. Last week, I talked about some of the fundamental pillars that make a place team unique. And we talked about everything from power up to 1,000 dial day to the 100 previews. There's a few other pieces that I didn't cover. But before I move on from those, I want to do something a little bit different today. We've done this once, probably 2 years ago. But today, I'm going to run my power up, and I'm really blessed because today on my team, I have Gail, and I have Marcus, and I have Cynthia, and I have Ryan Hansen, and I have Shelby, and I have Fred Said, and I have Glenn. We're all on the team together, and we're going to do our power up, and we're going to do it not some creative big like presentation that I've gone and created. I actually have not previewed this. All I did was download the power up slides from our place for this week. So what you're seeing here, if you don't know what this is already for you in your hands. You might have even ran through it today, but I'm going to do it my way, the way that I would kind of do it, but using the materials that are put together. So is my team ready to power up? Awesome. Great. So I hope you all had an awesome weekend. I know that I sure did. I got lots of texts and messages from all of you about deals that you're working on and listings you were taking and buyers you were negotiating with. But it's a brand new week and it's time for us to power up. And the Monday power up is the most important power up of the entire week. Why is that, Gail?
Because it sets the tone for the entire week and for not just for that day, but for the entire week.
Ryan, do you agree with that?
Totally.
You've been coming to Power Up for quite a while now. Why does this give you value and why do you show up on time every time?
Because I cheat on myself without it. I've got goals and I'm not going to get there without help.
Yeah. Well said. Well, we know that our company is built on a set of values. And when you look at the words that make up our values, it spells a word. That word, what is that word, Marcus?
That word is growth.
What does G mean?
Grit.
What does R mean?
Results.
What does O mean?
Only leaders.
W?
Wealth.
T?
Teamwork.
H? H?
Humility.
Which word is most important to you today?
That would be teamwork.
Teamwork. Why?
Without it, I would not be getting to where I need to go.
Glenn, what word stands out to you this week?
Results.
I love that you chose that word, Glenn. Why?
Because without results, we're just spinning our tires. We all need to put in all the work, but ultimately we have to get the results.
Cynthia, what's standing out to you today?
It was results. Sorry. Results.
Yeah.
Our hard work will bring results and we'll meet our goals.
And Cynthia, one thing I want to point out to you about you in front of the entire team is the results you've been getting lately. You have really, really been crushing it. And I'm just so proud to see you doing that in our organization, and your work is not going unnoticed. So team, do me a favor, give Cynthia a little golf clap for me.
Thanks.
You earned that, Cynthia. Keep showing up the way you are, and every goal you told me that you were going to accomplish this year, it's truly going to happen. But like we started off with, this is day one. Day one, Monday, is when we decide how good of a week we are actually going to have. And part of that is understanding what's going on and what news we have for the week. And we were all on Friday's call because we were texting and chatting about it. But who has a share from last Friday that they want to share? What was your biggest takeaway from Friday's call last week?
That no matter how big the bug is on Chris's shirt, he's going to continue focused and helps us not get distracted.
What does that tell you about him as a human, Fred?
You know, joking aside, I was actually pretty impressed because everybody's focusing on that, but he didn't deviate from his presentation. He didn't deviate from his focus, which I thought was the most impressive thing because I was massively distracted. But
Ryan, what was your takeaway?
Looking at where I've got too small of a frying pan in my life, like no matter what, life is hard, but I know I could accomplish more if I set out to find a bigger frying pan.
And where do you think you're going to find that?
Well, this helps for sure, but I think there's places where I'm just selling myself short, where if I just do one more, all of a sudden time on task over time, I'm going to see bigger results faster.
Yeah, for sure. Now, if you didn't get filled up enough on Friday's call, I want you to know that Anthony, one of our leaders across place, is doing inventory creation day, February 2nd, 8 a.m. We're doing Brian's running, which was today, so we missed it. Brian's running a special call for agents, which I would love for you all to be on. It's on at 8 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. And then once again, Chris is coming back to us on Friday for the all partner call. If you can't make one, do me a favor and make sure that you come back and you watch the recording. So do me a favor, take a second, add these to your calendar, make sure that they're on your phone, and let's get committed to showing up there. If for some reason you can't make it, do me a favor and just send me a text and let me know if for some reason you can't make it work. Is that fair?
That's
Cynthia,
fair.
or Alex, do you have something quick? No, good. Okay. Next, Place is building a ton of stuff for us. It's pretty cool that we own our own technology company, and pretty cool that when we get to use Brivity and all of our tools, we get to say that's our company because you're all stockholders and owners of it. But they're constantly releasing new things. Do me a favor, scan the QR code real quick so you can get an update on what was released this week, and we'll talk about it on tomorrow's Power Up in a little bit more detail. Okay. I'm going to skip all that. Here's what I want to talk about today. Consistency beats intensity. Marcus, why do you think that's a true statement?
Because I can go hard sometimes and then I got to let off the gas, and it keeps me in this roller coaster of income.
Yeah. Shelby, how has that negatively impacted you in the past when you haven't been consistent?
It leads to months without closings, and then I don't have any money, and then I get stressed out.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in the book called Rich Agent, Poor Agent, where some months you're rich and some months you're not. I want you to really think about, if you had to be consistent about one or two things this entire week, what do you actually think that would be? Marcus Aurelius said, think of the many things you have that others do not. And then think about, what are we actually grateful for? We are so blessed to be in this business together and working on this team together. But the compounding effect of what we want in our life is going to come from being consistent, Gail. So if you had to choose something this week that you were going to be really consistent with, what would it be, Gail?
It would be setting aside an hour every day to just call past clients every single day.
Everybody on the team agree that that's something that they should do too?
Yep.
And really, if you did that consistently, Marcus, would it take you a half hour every single day?
Probably would take me about a half an hour every single day to get through my past clients on a
But
regular.
probably not if you did it all the time consistently, because you would have talked to them so often.
That's true.
You could probably get it down to 5 or 10 minutes every day that you had a conversation with past clients. Yeah. Do me a favor, Fred. Go ahead and read what's on the screen real quick.
The agents who win aren't extreme, they're consistent. The top agents aren't the ones who have randomly doing huge bursts. They're the ones who quietly hit their numbers most days of the week. Big bursts feel productive, but it's the boring, repeatable work that builds a real business. Wild swings equal wild income. Consistent effort equals predictable pipeline. Your business plan already says what consistent looks like. The game now is honoring it.
Yeah. You know where I've seen this most with our team over the last year? Is in the productivity contests. Because when you do the efforts required to finish the productivity contest, what happens to your results, Glenn?
Oh, they skyrocket.
They skyrocket. And then when you're not in contest, how have your activities been?
Not as good.
Not as good. So then the months following that, your productivity or your results go
way down.
What if we treated every single month like it was a productivity contest? It's just some months we get some cool prizes. Do you think that would affect ourselves and our families and our businesses if we just treated it that way?
Absolutely.
I think it would. I think it would. Gail, do me a favor. Read what's on the screen for me.
The power of being boring. The market doesn't remember the 1 week you went hard. It remembers whether you show up week after week, almost to the point of being boring in your reliability. Watch this clip from a Friday partner call on the power of being boring. As you listen, think about how this applies to your day in the life cadence.
Let's see if this, I don't know if I hit the right thing to share audio as well. Let's see if it works.
How do you beat boredom?
Thumbs up if you can hear it.
I'm going to give you one word, and I want you to write it down. This is going to be this is our biggest competitor this year. It's not another company. It's not another platform. It's not Chime. This is your competitor this year. It's boredom. So how do we beat it? One word: consistency. Consistency. So are you beating it? Consistency is the only thing I know of that has been the secret to success for hundreds of thousands of people across hundreds of industries. It's consistency. The person that is willing to make just a little bit of progress every single day for years is the same person that ends up being the overnight success 5 years or 10 years later. It's consistency. That's the thing about success. It's all about the little gains over a long period of time leading to the compounding effect. And I'm sorry, but this industry is void of consistency. Now, I'm going to tell you something, that every single action we take is casting a vote for who we want to be. We spent plenty of time, and I hope a whole week, thinking about our future self after last week's call. And if you missed last week's call, and I never do this, I'm going to tell you to go back and listen to it, because it is probably one of the more important calls that you can listen to this year. Every action you take is casting a vote for who you want to be. Even the most committed people get bored doing routine work. I promise you, some points this year, I have been bored. Why? Because I am consistently running the same playbook. So show consistency.
Number one, I take Chris more seriously when he wears his glasses. That's Chris's serious look. And he just like gets into my head, and I want to be more consistent all of a sudden. Cynthia, what was your takeaway from Chris's message right there?
He's 100% right. We got to show up. We got to do the work every single day. Get up at 6, get to the office by 8:30 and work.
If you want to be successful, what do you have to be okay with, Ryan?
Boredom. Our biggest challenge is in our head. Like, we've got the tools, we've got the people, we've got the opportunity. It's just being okay with being bored.
Let me ask you a question, Fred. You and I, we've been doing the same thing for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a choice. We could believe that it's boring, or we can try to have some fun with it. How do you make what you do, which is boring every single day, more fun?
I create games within myself. So for example, if I have a goal this week, which I do, is I gotta set and go on a listing consultation, a buyer consultation. My game is that I won't go home until I set it, because I look at my family as something I look up to and I want to make them proud. So if I don't do it, I play a game saying you cannot leave until you get it done. And I really do want to go home. So then I have more urgency of setting the appointment itself. So I have to play games with myself to get the results that I need from my family and I.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you all agree that there's a lot harder jobs than what we do? People do a lot worse jobs and get paid a lot less. True or false, team?
True.
True.
Marcus, do you know why plumbers are so depressed?
I do not know why plumbers are so depressed.
Because they put up with crap every single day. But that's why us as potential high income earners can make so much money, because we are also willing to put up with crap and to put up with boredom. Because we understand that being consistent is the most important thing. Let's have a little bit of a discussion here. If being boring simply means the day in the life cadence shows up the same way every weekday, what would a boringly excellent day look like from wake up to the end of the day? How does your consistent presence in our database with our leads and with our past clients build trust with your people? Even when the work feels simple or repetitive. Here's what I think. I've been thinking a lot about our database and our leads and our past clients. A real estate agent could wake up every single day and call 1,000 new people every single day for 5 years and not be as successful as an agent that called 10. Because the agent that called 10 understands that building a relationship is the most important thing. Now, I'm not advocating only calling 10. You have a lot more left inside you. But what I am advocating for is building relationships. Because as this market starts to recover, our consistent presence in our database with our past clients, with our friends, with our leads, with the FSBOs, with the expireds, they will think of us when they get ready to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. True?
Yes.
I never want one of your past clients to think of any other agent than you. And I don't want any other for sale by owner to think of any other agent but us. Same with expireds, same with leagues in our database. Now, I love the tools that Place has built for us. I especially love the AI call coaching. And I want us to spend a few minutes. Let's just all get out our Brivity app real quick, and let's do one AI coaching call on our own real quick. And I'm going to do one too. Let's get on our earpiece real quick and let's do one call real quick. And let's just practice. Okay, everybody, take 3 minutes. Let's do that. Awesome. Okay. What'd you learn today, Marcus, making your AI call?
I learned that I need a little bit more practice in closing the conversation.
Okay. Cynthia, what'd you learn?
I mean, I need more repetition and practice to make it more natural.
Yeah.
And just be more assertive, and no one is perfect. We got to work on being perfect.
Ryan?
My idea of open-ended questions and Gabby's clearly are different, so I got to keep working on open-ended questions.
Okay. Shelby?
Showing more empathy with expired potential clients, and just kind of loosens me up for actually calling them and feeling comfortable with it and overcoming those objections.
When I use the tool, Shelby, I relate to what you're saying. I can either practice on leads or I can practice before. You know, do you remember watching the Rocky movie, Shelby?
Yes.
I think she's lying, everybody. Glenn, have you seen Rocky?
I have several times.
Do you remember what his coach was named?
Apollo? Oh, Mick.
Mick, what'd Mick say to Rocky all the time? You go in cold, you come out cold. That's how we got to treat our business. You go in cold, you come out cold. We got to get warmed up. We got to get ready. Today's Monday. What's your promise today? What are you going to accomplish today before you go home, before you mail it in, before you put your feet up, before you watch Deadliest Catch or The Bachelor or whatever you're watching tonight? What are you going to commit to doing? I'm going to start with Gail. What is your promise? And my rule is, as always, Gail, you start with the words I promise.
I promise I will not leave the office today until I have set a buyer or a listing appointment.
Gail, I believe you. Thank you so much. Marcus, what's your promise today?
I promise that I won't leave the office today until I set a listing appointment.
Marcus, I believe you. Thank you so much. Cynthia, what's your promise today?
I promise that I'm going to set 2 listing appointments by the end of today.
2. Wow, incredible, incredible. Ryan, I believe you. Ryan Hansen?
I promise before I leave the office today, I will reach out to 15 past clients and have conversations.
15. Awesome. How long do you think that'll take you?
Well, to get through all the clients, the next year, but we got to start somewhere.
To get through the 15, I apologize.
Yeah, usually pretty good conversion ratio, so I should be able to do that in 3 hours or less.
Awesome. Shelby, what's your promise?
I promise to have 20 real estate related conversations with new leads in our database and book 2 appointments.
Incredible. Glenn, I believe you.
I promise to use the day in the life of Brivity, start there until I get a client.
Oh, I love that.
Set.
Glenn, I believe you. Fred, last one.
I promise to call all of my hots today and set at least 2 appointments before I leave.
Fred, everybody here has made a promise today except for one person. Who's that?
You?
Me. So I want you to know that my goal today, my promise, is I'm going to set 1 appointment with an agent that would be interested in learning about our team. And number 2, I'm going to set 1 appointment with one of my past clients. That's my goal today. I'm going to get that done. Let's go out. Let's have an incredible day. If you need any more help on your scripts or you need to talk about anything, awesome. Appreciate you all coming in. Let's have a good day. Feel free to text me if you need something. Good game. Good meeting.
Power up on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Power up. Power up.
There we go. Okay. Jason Baker, what'd you observe? Still muted. Which is normally a good thing with Jason Baker. Today, it's actually a bad thing. Well, he figures it out. Jake DeRosa, what'd you learn today?
I like the way it's simple. You call on people to have them participate, so it's interactive, so it keeps them engaged. And then the promise piece was my favorite part of it. And then also probably the even more favorite was I believe you. I believe in you.
Todd Hayes, what'd you take away today?
Same the engagement. I also really liked how you all jumped on the AI call to get them prepared, to get them practicing that morning to warm up the muscle, like the good old Rocky trainer said.
Yeah. Travis Bard, what'd you take away today?
Keeping people that engaged makes a tremendous amount of difference, and getting the commitment gives you something to build on every subsequent call.
Yeah. Gene Darden, what did you take away today?
Definitely the engagement. I've been just ripping through them and giving examples and like that, but I haven't been calling on each individual and getting them engaged. At the end, I challenge everybody and create a challenge for each power up call that's based on some of the material that was in it, and then we report back on that the next day to see how it went. But the whole part of just calling on each person individually and getting them engaged will be impactful for us.
Landon?
For me, the biggest takeaway was not leaving it open-ended, but more so actually calling out to keep the engagement rolling, as opposed to sometimes I can create a long silence in my huddles just by leaving it open-ended, hoping that someone will speak up.
Yeah, just don't do that. Just call on them. Glenn, what's your thought?
I like the way that you brought attention to the success of the agent and kind of made everyone else more of a competition. Like, okay, she's doing everything she's supposed to be doing and having success. You can too.
That would work really well so long as I varied who it was from time to time. You can't say it about everybody every day or won't mean anything. But if you pick Cynthia today, I made Cynthia feel good and I got other people to aspire to be her. But in 2 more days, I'm going to find somebody else that did something really good. Even if they've gotten no actual like closings yet, I'm going to talk about something they did in front of everybody. That's leadership. Nick?
It was the core values, the way you handled it, like talking about which one stands out to you versus I've just asked it more open-ended questions, but you called on someone and did it, and that gave you the opportunity to go, yes, I love that you picked results because you have been killing. Like it gave you that, it like opened up that conversation very easily.
I prefer that we do power up in person. It's not always possible. Mary, for instance, is running a team in New Jersey. She lives in Arizona. It's not going to work. So if you're going to do it remotely, you do it like that. Cameras on, paying attention. They're prepared to be called on. You make them read the screen. You make them interact with you. Like you make it be a part of something that we all want to be a part of. That little session I did would have been twice as good if I would have taken 15 minutes prior and looked at the slides, which I did not. And I did not on purpose, just to show you that I could fumble my way through it. I think from a place perspective, whoever makes these slides, you got too many announcements on to start. You kind of lose the momentum, and you can't announce a Monday call on Monday's Power Up. You guys should probably do that on Friday. That was my takeaway from that slides. Anybody else have a thought or question about that, Tim?
Yeah, thanks for doing that, Ben. Great leadership. Way to get down in the weeds with us. I really appreciate it. I like the energy, and I think the challenge I have is on timing and pace. I really like that you have them do the AI call in the middle. I was just timing it, and I'm trying to get these things under 20 minutes. Maybe that's not realistic, but I just feel like we're constantly running up against the time clock on these, especially the like you were efficient on the shout outs on the value portion, but that part can really balloon with a growing team. I'm just wondering any advice on how to get through everything and still have time for the critical things like role playing with the AI.
Notice that I was driving. So I control time because I was driving. I didn't say who wants to, except for once. And the only reason I did that because I didn't know which one of these people were actually on Chris's call and I didn't want to put them on the spot. Usually I would have known who was there because it was my team and I would have called on them. But when you call on the people, you control the tempo and the pace. But I think you schedule Power Up for 20 minutes. But if you start at 8:30, you have the flexibility of it to go to 9. Much past that, I think you start losing energy and synergy of being too long of a meeting. So 20 to 30 minutes, I think, is ideal. Some days longer, some days shorter.
Hey, Ben, can I add real quick?
Please.
We've been setting ours for 30 minutes to Tim's question. And then if we finish at 20 or 21, we just end with, does anyone have anything else? We get to give you your 9 minutes back. And so it's sort of been a great way to not kill ourselves for the 20. And sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 19, sometimes it's 24. But we book the 30 and then we kind of make it a bonus when we finish earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. In your own market, you're going to have licensing changes or contract review things to add, or just like you're going to have your own like things that come up. And you don't have to use the place slide decks. I just wanted to show you how easy it is if you do. Uber impressed with the quality of these today, though, by the way. Go ahead, Mary.
So for me, 2 things. One, my agents always show up. My worry is if I started holding them accountable like that and saying, I believe you, or getting them to make a promise, when they didn't hit that promise, I actually do have a fear they would stop wanting to show up because they know I'm going to call them out. That's one thing. And the other thing I want to
Mary, just
okay.
stop there for a second
Okay,
so we
I'm
can
stopping.
cover one thing at a time.
Okay.
I'm not calling them out on what they didn't do. I'm only asking them what they're going to do, and then I'm telling them I might believe them. So you don't have that negative feeling. If they don't do it, they'll start changing the answer that they give you, or you can pull them aside privately and talk about it. Does that make sense?
Okay,
The
that
difference? Okay, now keep
It
going.
does. Okay,
Keep going.
the other thought was I actually talked to Marley about this because I've been really conscious of trying to follow all of these and do it the right. And I haven't, almost 3 years with Place. I've kind of picked and choose like a menu. And I said to Marley, I thought some of the slides were a little wordy for me. And what I really loved about my conversation with Marley was that she was like, these are for everybody, but you can make them shorter if you're someone who likes to go off the cuff and stuff like I do. So we've just been changing them a little bit, but still following the model. So I would rather just a picture and I don't want to read a whole long thing. But Marley's like, some people would actually be really upset if I didn't give them a whole thing to read. So I just wanted to share that because that was like, I'm trying to do it the right way, but that's a lot of words for me. So
No, I
that
think
was
it's
it.
I think it's a template for you, and you can modify it to make it work for you. By the way, I don't have to say the words. I don't have to have somebody read the words at all. I don't even have to read it. I can talk about whatever I want. They can see what's on there if they care to read it.
Right. So thank you.
Good comments. Joe Platts?
Hey there. So the only thing that we're doing different about it, so Penny, for your thoughts, is I still do kind of this gratitude section that we started with KW Power-Ups way back when. And so that can take a little bit of time because depending on how many people are attending and how wordy they get, I try to keep it short, but that's one of the things that can chew up a good 10, sometimes even 15 minutes.
I think that you can say, do me a favor, everybody, type what you're most grateful for into chat if you're doing it virtually. I think you can choose 2 or 3 people a day. I think you can say, do me a favor, tell the person standing right next to you what you're grateful for, who had a really good one, and take 2 or 3 of those. There's ways to get that activity done without actually slowing the entire meeting down.
There you go.
Yeah. So whereas any observations from me running Power Up with your handsome face on there?
Other than they shouldn't put videos of me in Power Up because you had enough of me on Friday. No, I think it is interesting to see how even without prep, you can still run the meeting, which means all of us can because we're all salespeople before we were leaders. But I do think that if we take just a few minutes, we can change slides we don't want to use. We can edit out words. We might put something in specifically that your team needs to work on or focus on because you're there on the ground. So I don't look at those power up slides as like Bible. I look at it as here's some guidelines. I might switch an entire section if I need to based on what the team is going through or where their focus needs to be. So and I actually believe that it does not need to take 30 minutes. So if we're struggling with time, it's probably because we're talking too much, because very few of us have a bunch of agents that are dying to talk in the morning on Power Up. So it's probably our fault, not theirs.
I think that was pretty good
Hey,
comments.
I'm sorry, Ben. Could he repeat that, but with glasses on?
It would help, actually. It would help.
Just throwing that out there.
Shelby?
How do y'all typically run Thursday? Because Thursday's it's just a recap of the week, and we just kind of like breathe through it, kind of breeze through it a little bit, and then it just ends. Like
On Thursdays?
Yeah, it's just like we're gonna recap the whole week of what we just talked about, and
Basically, what you're saying is our day 4 slides or session
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Whoever makes those, make them better. Thursday should be the most important day. Here's why. Because you're setting the stage for what they're going to get done Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's committing to the Friday call, and it's committing to the open houses, the lead gen, the appointments that they're going to do the next 3 days. It's a very, very important day for Power Up.
That recap is newer. That wasn't always there.
Yeah.
All right, Place. We can do better. We can do better. Sam?
We start ours at 9 o'clock every day. Is that too late?
No, I think it's your life, your decision. I started mine at 8:30 because I wanted everybody on the phones at 9. If you have traffic situations or other considerations with the dynamics of your team, I don't care. You can do it at noon for all I care. I just did it because I wanted everybody to start working at the same exact time.
Thank you.
Jemai, did I say that correctly?
GMA.
GMI, my
Event.
apologies.
So if an agent is showing up
every day committing to, let's say, 20 conversations, and you check your dashboard and there's just like 2 and 2, and every day they just keep saying 20. Do you ever bring that up on the pop, or you just let it slide and probably pull them in the corner somewhere?
Hold on for 1 second. Gail.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm laughing. Sorry.
Gail, yesterday you said that you were gonna make 20 contacts. How'd you do?
Well, I made 20.
No, say less.
Okay, I made 10.
Okay. Your commitment was 20. What got in the way?
Well, I had a buyer that needed some extra information on a house that I showed over the weekend, and then I had another buyer that called that thought that they were going to write an offer, and they wanted me to kind of strategize with them.
Okay, I get it. I just want to be clear. When you tell me something, Gail, and I say I believe you, that is me like accepting what you're saying as a promise. By the way, shit happens. Today, is your commitment 20 and you're only going to do 10? Is your commitment 10 and you're promising you're going to do 10? Or are you going to do 30 to make up for the 10 you didn't do yesterday that you said you were going to do?
I'll do 30 to make up for what I didn't do.
I don't want you to say it if it's not true, and I don't want you to commit to it if you can't actually make it happen. So I'm going to accept this as a promise if you're actually agreeing to it. If not, give me a number that you really think is 100% committable. What do you want to do?
I promise I'll do 30, and I won't let the other stuff get in the way, and I'll make that stuff a priority in the afternoon after my call time.
Okay. It would mean the world to me if at the end of today, when you hit your 30th call, you texted me and let me know so we could celebrate together. Can you add that to your promise that you'll text me when you finish?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Jemiah?
Hey, Ben.
How does that sound?
Sounds great.
That is the kind of conversations I'd be having. If it's habitual, I would have a solo one-off conversation with them on a private call or face-to-face and just be like, hey, every day you say 20 and you never hit 20. Like, it's discouraging for the team a little bit to see that I don't hold everybody to that. Maybe you need to start saying 10, or maybe you need to get a little bit more committed. I want you to know that I noticed. What can I do to help? And you just kind of have that conversation till you get them to that point. We don't want people to disengage and stop coming because of it. The key thing is I make them pick the number. I'm not picking it for them. That help?
Yep. It's great. Thank you.
Colgan?
Yeah, so if you're having trouble about what to talk about or what to say, identify problems that you're seeing weekly and go over them. So I'll give you guys a good example. I started seeing leads coming through, and I was going back and reading some transcripts, and people were like making buyers jump through hoops. Like, did you get pre-approved? Did you do this? And what I went back through was I said, hey, look, let's do some live role playing with me. What I would say, and my number one goal would just be to get an appointment. And I would go through. Then the next thing I noticed a couple of days ago, a lot of people weren't setting up listing alerts. So my morning huddle was like, hey guys, whatever, the real quick for about 5 minutes. And I was like, this is how you set up a listing alert. Why would you not want to set up a listing alert? Because they're going to be on Zillow and Redfin. The average internet lead talks to 5 people. You want them coming back to our site. And then literally today I went through and I said, about a 50% response rate if I go to a lead and send them a property individually. And I walked them through the whole thing. And I was like, hey, this is Chris Colgan. I know 2 months ago you looked at Main Street. This one's similar. And you don't believe how many people write back and say, yeah, I'm interested in this town now or that now. And that gets them going. And so identify problems in your business and use those in your morning huddle.
Good comments, Colgan. Wisdom. Hatch?
Chris just triggered a really great thought that we've had wonderful success with. And the idea is when you're sending a message to somebody, of course, listing alerts are valuable, but I love taking a screenshot and like a good drug dealer, giving them a little taste. So I would send to Gene, I would say, hey Gene, I saw this and thought of you. What do you think? Like if you send the MLS listing, you give them everything. But if you send them a little taste, you're now enticing the conversation to happen, and the likelihood of going back and forth is that much better.
Good share. Good addition. I hope that this kind of gets all of you thinking a bit about making your morning power up a little bit more powerful. I don't think we need to spend hours and hours and hours running our team. I think we need to be more effective in 20 or 30 minutes a day. And then the rest of it will work itself out. That's my thought. We have 5 minutes left. I'm going to give it back to you all. Jason, I'm glad that you stayed muted. And everybody else, I will see you on the Friday call. Oh, actually, Tamara is leading our after session. We'll put that link in the chat. You can talk to them about anything you want. Cheers. Arrivederci. Get out of here. You're welcome.
Good man, Ben.
Ciao.
Hey, Ben, I'm leaving before you can throw me out.
See you. Bye.